Righty-ho, righty-ho. I think we is good. Oh, gracious googly boogly. Alright. Run my pre-ads. And pre-ads are rolling. Okay, okay. Ah. And I've also just realised I should probably turn all of that on. There we go. Lovely. Ow. Jubbly. Right. Let's crack straight on into it. It is day 91. That is it. That's the word I'm trying to get to. Day 91 of Naruto goodness. Where we is rockin', we is rollin'. Let's see if we can do 100 fights again, which would be fabulous. But we'll see how we go. But anyway, I'm back. I would, again, I'm not even back from a hiatus. I'm literally just back because I have been binging something worth binging, and we'll probably be playing a little bit of tomorrow on stream in Final Fantasy 16. Oh my lordy, what a game, what a main character. But I'll keep my thirst to a minimum, and just what everything. So I've just been binging that hardcore, and been leaving everything else in the dust. For better or for worse. I'm rough to realise I will be back post haste. I've got to actually grab something. 1 second. Alright, it's back. Eyes back. Yeah, that one, and there we go, lovely. Also, let me know if the sound's out of whack. Let me know if the sound's out of whack. Because every single time I change games on this, I've got to like basically redo all my settings, which is always fabulous. Or basically like changing the source that it comes from. Actually no, each game actually has its own little nuggets of settings changing. Yeah. Anyway. Oh. Oh my goodness. I've eaten, so I've got hash browns and flippy yogurts for dinner, because I literally got back from work 20 minutes ago. It has been another hell of a week. Had a 11-hour day today, which was fabulous, with like 15-minute lunch break, or literally like a 15-minute break practically. So that's fun. So I've got dinner time to make dinner. So I've got my hash browns, and then followed by flippy yogurts. So hella nutrition. The dinner of champions, I must say. I mean, it's definitely the dinner of deliciousness, I'll tell you that much. But technically, potatoes are vegetables, so I'm just gonna tell myself that that's the case. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing fabulously. I hope you're all living well. Do I have life updates? I feel like I've got life updates. I've got like, I've got introspective life questions. Not really questions. I've been as many can attest, I'm often described as extremely self-aware. Like, my boss says I'm very self-aware. One of the last, more psychologist than a therapist that I talked to, he said I'm very self-aware, and I'm just like, oh, this self-awareness must be a great thing to have. It's actually a bloody curse, I can tell you that much. They say it's often the curse of self-awareness, where you're so aware, and that's actually what the problem is that you're so aware of all your failings and everything, you know, you're just so, like, forever analysing and doing all these things of every aspect of your life that, oh, now you've got anxiety. And you've overanalyzed everything so much that now you're living in a fantasy land pretty much. But anyway, with self-awareness comes an absolute love. Absolute love. If I got paid to do it, I'd be the happiest person in the world. To introspect. To introspect, you know, analyze myself even further, but not necessarily analyze yourself, but almost like, you know, finding your true purpose in life, that sort of thing. You know, finding meaning in the meaningless, all of that goodness. Philosophical stuff, I suppose, probably. It's like a mix of everything. It's like a mix of therapy, philosophy, psychology, mindfulness, wellness, all that goodness. I've been doing a hell of a lot of that. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Some absolutely fabulous podcasts, actually. And analyzing my life and all this sort of stuff, you know, as you do. But fact of the day, actually, here we go. Fact of the day. It's not as very uninteresting, bland fact, but it's a fact nonetheless. Apparently, so we're all used to, you know, or know of the phrase, you know, having a midlife crisis. Well, apparently, it's become so prolific lately that actually a quarter life crisis is such a thing now. A quarter life crisis has entered the vernacular, entered the lexicon. Oh my goodness! Hello! Michael Rich, welcome in! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! How are you? Thank you so much for the sub. As always, it is appreciated. I love you. It's good to have you here. How is life? 121 days or 112 pretty much. I mean, it's kind of like, it's a bit shocking though. I've been going at it for so long and I'm only on day 91. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. I'm crunching and munching on hash browns at the mo, so I do apologise. But more importantly, oh my goodness, I was just about to ask about 16. Feel myself getting to that. Ooh, whereabouts are you at? Because I'm definitely at the final boss. Like, I'm about to do the mission to take me to the final boss, and I'm like, nope. I'm gonna do all the side content first. Because I've heard that apparently you will know when you're about to do the final boss. Like, if you're like, is this the final boss? It's not the final boss. If you're like unsure whether it's the final boss, it's not the final boss. So yeah, but how are you loving it? Are you loving it? Are you feeling the range of emotions? Have you done the... I'm guessing you have. If you feel like you're getting to the end, I'm guessing you've done the most Dragon Ball Z fight I've ever seen in a video game before. Because my god, that could have been getting ready to fight someone. Yeah, so I won't spoil anything actually if I say this. If the fight you're about to go to is called Origin, or if the mission you're about to choose on the map is called Origin, that's the final boss. Because that's where I'm at. If it's not called Origin, it's not the final boss. So, do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. Right, did I play as Naruto? I'm gonna say no I didn't. No I didn't. It wasn't it just? You know, you do the first bit, I'm like, oh, this flower's looking very pretty. Okay, right, okay. This is good, okay. Right now, we got some backup, we got some help on this, lovely. I've just realised I've missed a fight somewhere. Oh, happy days. Anyway, yeah, you know, doing that. Okay, right, we've got some backup. Okay, alright, okay, what's happening here? Oh my... Now we're in space. What the hell? Oh my lord. And then the final, like, bit of that fight, where it's the... I'm just like... Sorry, is this like Dragon Ball Final Fantasy Edition or something? Like, oh my god. Like, that could straight up have been a final boss fight. Like, that's almost like, you're sitting there like, hang on, like, this is a final boss. Like, in any other game, that is the final boss fight. But it's not. And that's the thing, it's not. It's so good, it's so good, oh my lordy. Have you, so I'm guessing you've got all of the icons now at this point. I'm gonna assume that that's the case. I feel like I must not have done this fight. I'm going mad. Lovely. I've been so confused. I've read a theorem why constantly. It is like, because like generally, like when it comes to like story games, I get this like all-consuming urge about like halfway through. I'm like, I'm so like, I love it when things are explained to me that I get this insatiable urge to like suddenly just go on the wiki. I'm like, I need to know now. I can't wait to the end of the game. I need to know this stuff now. For Trails, I've been able to stave it off. And for Final Fantasy, I have had zero urge to do that. Like, I am so invested in this game, so just everything about this game, that like even the possibility that I could potentially spoil myself for the ending doesn't even cross my brain. My brain's like, spoil yourself for the ending? Are you kind of crazy town? And it's just, I'm just so incredibly invested, and I've got like, I'm just getting this feeling in the pit of my stomach about what's going to happen at the end of the game. And I really hope it doesn't happen. It'll be extremely sad if it does. I really hope it doesn't. But but no, I'll have to check that out. Godzilla is an icon. I will be curious though, because I'm seeing if there's more explanation. There's more explanation in this last quest that I have, not about to do, but I'm gonna do. Because, and then if they're, depending on what it is, I'll be very curious after you finish the game as well. Like, do you feel that there's still like big important aspects of the story that you still feel like I don't quite know if I like actually properly understand what they are, what it is, you know, because I feel like I've sort of got a grasp on it, I think. But at the same time, I've just got this like, I just get this feeling, I'm like, there's certain elements that I feel need to be more explained, and they're not. And it's odd. It's this weird niggling feeling I get. But anyway, I'll try and not be too vague. Yeah, another thing I like is how the side quests... Yes! Yes! Don't ever skip the side quests. I mean, you can do what I do and just save them all up for the end, because I'm going through all the side quests right now, but they're incredible. I'm curious, is the certain side quest to do with a Chloe? Because that one was like... Oh. It was that one? Yeah, because I had a feeling with like the name of the quest, and I'm like, oh no. Like, and then when you see them behind the windmill, I'm like, oh, bless. But, well, not bless in like a cute way, like, that was awful. And then, but what I did like is, you know, that after Clive is like, hey, yeah. And then the girl actually like realizes like what's actually happening. And then that she's, you know, she actually understands that. I'm glad about that. That it's not like, oh, some ignorant noble who just like, oh, but like I don't care. You know, the fact that, you know, it's that sort of thing. I like. Oh, it's just fabulous. It's just such a good game. Side quests are so good. Like in terms of like what you actually do for the side quests is very basic. You know, I wish there was more puzzles. If I had to like say something, I wish there was more more puzzly stuff. That's fine. It's an action game. It is what it is. But yeah, no, just the writing on the side quests is incredible. It's so incredible. Only side quest I didn't like where he could go all the way across the country. Sure. I don't like. I'm not a fan of. Oh, I need this flower. Go to this patch of grass that's obviously got enemies beside it and pick this flower. Like, I'm like, okay, whatevs. Like it's always the conversations that you have when you bring the flower back that are interesting, but not like the. Yeah, I suppose that's what it is. It's the what you do on the side quest isn't interesting, but the context that the context as to why it's a quest, I suppose. That may make any sense at all. Is interesting, I guess. So if you saved all the side quests, you didn't unlock a lost. Yes, I've noticed that like the plus ones are the like you get something at the end of it, like you get an upgrade or something gets unlocked. So I know to do those ones. I think I'm doing all of Blackthorn's ones at the moment. I think I'm up to the fourth chain or the fourth quest in the Blackthorn's chain. So I've been doing that, and I've been like increasing like increasing potion capacity and all that sort of stuff. All the other ones I've been focusing on those ones mainly. And also I've just like all the wall of memories or something as well. All of the, like, pretty much actually 90%, 99% of those items all come from side quests, which I suppose is a good, you know, for people who want to fill that wall up, it's a good motivator to do the side quests. Lovely. Oh, and I will say, I really, really hope, I'll be really sad if it doesn't happen, but I really hope that Terrence, that at the end of the story, that Terrence gets back with his boo. That's all I'm gonna say. For those listening who either haven't got to the bit where you know who Terrence's boo is, I really hope that he gets back with his boo. And it's just, oh, just those characters in that game. Small complaint, but you can't play it in small bites. True. Yeah. I did one, I think I did I'm guessing you've got the Odin icon, but that quest, I think it took me like an hour and a half to do, and I got to the end, I was like, holy bloody hell, it's like 10:30 at night. But obviously I could have stopped at any time during the dungeon, but I don't want to. I just want to keep going to the end. Yeah, so it is very much like, you feel like you've gone to the season finale cliffhanger, like after every single boss fight. It's mental. I love it so much. Like, I genuinely don't know how they're going to make this final boss fight. Like, if they've got the Dragon Ball Z of all Dragon Ball Z fights, how the hell are they going to top that? Like, how the hell are they going to top that for the final boss? Like, unless they're bloody hurling planets at each other, like, they have to be hurling planets at each other to be able to top it. Like picking up whole entire, like, land masses and throwing them at each other to top it. Like, my lord. This yogurt's so good. The best thing about this yogurt as well is that I've got another one in the fridge. Oh, amazing. And I've got the mint chocolate version as well. Man. It's like a strawberry cheesecake flip one, so it's got little crumbs that you like flip over into the main thing. Oh man. Man, what a yogurt. Oh. got him. Who's been the hardest boss? Ooh. Good question. There was actually someone I was struggling with. Who was I struggling with? There was actually someone I think I died a couple of times to. Was that a... No, actually no, never mind. That was a hunt. That was like a level 50 hunt that I did. I'm like, oh, I should not be doing this. Never mind. So yeah, so it wasn't... Yeah. Yeah, so I haven't died to anyone story related. I've only died to a hunt. But I say the hardest one for me... Just trying to think. I think the hardest one for me has actually been Odin or Barnabas. That's probably actually the fight that I found the hardest. I think, or actually, I lie. The fight that I think you're about to do, or the fight at the end of the bit that I think you're about to do, I actually ran out of all of my healing potions. All of my healing potions, and I had the tiniest sliver of health before I managed to, before I beat him. And that was just me being utterly useless at dodging randomly for that entire fight. The Akashic Dragons. Oh, yeah. I did actually die to the Akashic. Oh wait, no. I don't think you've done this bit yet. Never mind. There's an Akashic something anyway, I think, in the mission you're about to do at the start. That he does a move right at the end that I didn't realise actually had like a dodge circle, and I died twice. Like it's a one-hit KO if you don't dodge it, or don't run out of the dodge circle. So keep that in mind. Yeah, because there's a couple of them. Like I've sort of managed to roughly figure out the attack patterns and the tells of of most enemy types. Like dragons, like the little baby dragons as well, like the weaver, the something. I've been able to finally work out their attack patterns. Same with like the big dudes who do the whole like chest laser thing. Don't even know what they're called. Soul Eaters? No, they're not called. Overlords? Something. Anyway, so I've managed to work them all out. But I must say, if you don't already, Bahamut's Mega Flare, like the Bahamut's like their circle ability, is OP as hell. Like actually OP. Like it's if you're good at dodging, if you're really good at dodging, it's, you know, incredible to use. And the amount of actual damage it does, especially in large groups, is mental. Like it's one of those things that I never used when I got it, and then I kind of ended up using it because I was just curious. And I'm like, wow, how did I not use this before? I've missed another fight somewhere. Oh my goodness, I think I've missed Haku. I've missed Haku and Kabuto. Upgraded mainly everything except the third one. feel bad about that since I don't like the circular. Yeah. I don't like it either. I don't think I found it so... I don't know if it's just I'm just using it wrong. Like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and just say I'm using it wrong. But I, like, genuinely can't seem to get any modicum of damage out of it. Like, and I'm like, is this meant to be for, like, stagger? Are you meant to use this to, like, drop the stagger bar down? Because even then... No, so you're not alone in that one. You're not alone in that one. Yeah, the ones I use the most are the Phoenix one. That's probably the one I use the most. I then have well, technically it's the 1, 2, 3, is it the fourth? Technically the fourth, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. And then the last one. Although the last one, even then, I'm kind of like, I'm even thinking now. I'm like, oh, is it though? Maybe because I actually do like Garudas. Now that I think about it. And I even thought actually with Titans, that I would like the, the block. The fact that you got the block ability. Hardly even touched it. Hardly even touched it. Come on. Lovely. There we go. Oh, but the enemies, like the standard enemies that I hate and I despise fighting them because for some reason they just take so bloody long. Like, actually there's two. One is like the flans, like the blue truffle and the purple bavarois and the chocolate pudding and the strawberry cheesecake and the, you know, all those ones. For some reason I just, their health, they just must just have bloody heaps of health. Like, I've managed to get their attack patterns down, so I can beat them fairly fine. But for some reason, it was the one. I think it was the one when you're on the way in the lava place. I think it was that one that I just remember not necessarily having a tough time with. But I'm just like, why is this guy taking so long? And then the other one that I despise is the fallen, and I want to say that they're guardians, but it's the fallen. I hesitate to say robot. Fallen construct. That has got like the two sword, or the sword, and he does like the stabbing attack, and then he does the helicopter sword spin. For some reason, I just have bad times with those ones. Right, Haku and Kabuto. I don't think I did this fight. I genuinely don't think I did. No, I don't think I did. Come on, chakra dash in. You know you want to Kabuto.
Here I go.
Fabulous, got him.
This is the fate of a ninja. I won't let you escape. I won't let you escape. I won't let you escape. I won't let you escape.
Fabulous.
How could I lose?
Oh, lovely. Oh, and don't know about you, but who is your favorite character so far? Because my three actually, I've got 3 favorite characters. 2 of them who I think are just absolute like hidden gem standouts. In fact, do I even make that 4? Do I even make that 5? I've got so many favorite characters. I've got so many good characters in this game, but probably top 3. Top 3. Ooh. I'm going to say no. He doesn't count because Torgal is the best dog in Final Fantasy ever. He's like automatically like top tier. He's automatically triple S tier. So like Torgal doesn't need to count because he's Torgal. And there's even a side quest later on as well where you're just like, oh, Torgal. Bless. Oh, love him. Love him. Yeah, but no, my top 3. Oh, top 4. Screw it, I'll say top 4 because I can't pick between them. So Clive is number 1. I think he's probably my favorite Final Fantasy protagonist at this point, like main character. So like the main character. Clive's probably my favorite so far. Gav. Oh my god, I love Gav. I actually love Gav. I think he's great. Sid, because who doesn't love Sid? And Byron. Like, those 4 are the quadruplet of amazingness. I love those 4. I could literally just have a game with those 4 characters as your party. Whoa. Whoa. Like, imagine those 4 as like, imagine Final Fantasy 15 or like a game Final Fantasy 15-esque in terms of gameplay, but rather than like the edgy black boys, it's Clive, Gav, Byron, and Sid. Like, what a matchup. Fabulous. Clive is just like my I've got a friend who he doesn't have a PS5, but he's like dying for it to come on PC. He's a big Final Fantasy fan as well, and he was saying like he's like Clive, like all the marketing and everything, you're like, oh god, here we go, like Edge Boy, like Edgelord Supreme, but actually like he's like, yeah, he might look all brooding, and you know, he broods every now and then, you know, which Final Fantasy protagonist doesn't, but like, yeah, he has his brooding moments. He's actually incredibly lovely, incredibly kind and generous. People, you know, first half of the game, people spit on him and like, you know, spit at him as he walks past and don't have the time of day for him, but he's still like, I don't care if you know, you think of me like that, I'm still going to help you out because that's the right thing to do. Like, and yeah, as you say, he makes mistakes, he learns from them, he grows, he like comes to accept the parts of himself that he doesn't want to accept. He goes through that whole, like, you know, the whole battle in his mind sort of thing. You go through that, like man, he like, talk about character development much, like my lord. And he's fabulous. Oh, it's just fabulous. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, and I know everyone's like, what kind of name's Clive? Clive is such a dumb name. I'm like, to be honest, like, by the end of the game, it's perfectly normal. It's actually like it's actually pretty cool. I think it's fine. It's Clive, Sid, Gav, and Jill. Oh yeah, yeah, true actually. Because sort of like I haven't quite made my mind up about it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, she's just such a damsel or whatever. You know, she's just such a like, you know, she's such a meh, you know, companion compared to like others. And I'm like, okay, she's no Aerith, she's no Yuna, she's no like. Yeah. But she's like, I think like it's a. I think the dynamic that they've given, like her and Clive's dynamic, I think is exceptional. I think it's really, really good, those two together. Like she's exactly as you say, this, you know, positive person is like just so like both of them are so innately kind. Like her and Clive are just like just an innately good, kind, lovely people, and you know, and for that, they're each other's like when one of them starts to, you know, falter or whatever, they're just like, I got your back, dude. You know, I've got your back. I am literally here for you. Like they are like the ride and die, ride or die companions. You know, and it's like it's lovely. Oh, it's just lovely. Yeah. Yeah. I'll agree. I'll agree. In terms of like, if you actually like look at what she's actually done, Torgal is by far more. And the fact that Torgal's actually of everyone in the game, of all the companions, Torgal's actually the one that like, Torgal's actually the one that's with you the entire game anyway. He's your one constant companion. So it kind of like, you know, and he's just great. He's lovely. Yeah. Oh, Torgal, he's just, oh, it's fabulous. Oh, I love it. And I'm guessing you've done the, or you may have done, might not have the, like sort of you do some side quests, or there's like side quests sort of centered around him, or he's a part of, and they're just great. They're just, oh, it's just lovely. I just love this game. I love this game. I must say, when I reflect on it, I do still think, because I'm thinking, I think about the story, because I'm trying to, what I'm like, after the last time I played it, or when I got to, the night that I got to the final boss, or at least what I think is the final boss mission, I was reflecting on the story in it, and I'm thinking, in terms of overall side quest called a bone to pick, yes, that's the one. That's the one. There's that, and then there's a quest after, or like the next quest along in the chain. And that quest along the next one after that one is, oh, was it a main quest? It was indeed. It was a main quest. Oh my goodness. There's a side quest then, and the side quest is called... What's the side quest called? Because I did it last night. What's the side quest called? It's called... shit, what's it called? No, can't remember what it's called. Oh, it was a... Sorry, I completely misunderstood your statement. But yes, yeah. Sorry. I see what you mean. But no, the next one as well, is, yeah, that just like cements Torgal as like the best one. Oh, it's like you don't have to do anything for the quest. It's purely just like just go places and talk. But it's like it's amazing. It's lovely. Like Torgal is best Final Fantasy companion. hands down. But yeah, no, I was reflecting on the story, and I think my feelings at the moment is that overall, I still think that I prefer Final Fantasy X and probably even 7 as I prefer their storytelling, I think. I prefer the way that those stories are told more. And I do think they're stronger stories. I still think. But that being said, and actually, I was also thinking about like the combat systems in Final Fantasy, and I think as much as I do, as I like the sort of action, I'm not too shabby at it, I guess. But I must say, in terms of my favourite combat system in the Final Fantasy game, would actually have to be the 13 games, specifically 13. Because I think the paradigm system I actually really, really, really liked. Like, really genuinely liked. And it's probably my favourite. So, like, I do think that there are other Final Fantasy games with better stories. Not necessarily better combat, but a combat style that I prefer. But I do think that this game has by far the best boss battles. Like, straight up the best boss battles. Like, my god. Or at least definitely the most cinematic by far. And Clive is probably my favourite main protagonist of any Final Fantasy game, I think. Yeah. And midway point, felt like a lot of information. I found with the story, like the complexity of it, I found that I was able to, I was actually able to follow along quite well with the who's and what's and where's and when's. But I do feel like there's a lot of, because there's so much, there's certain aspects of there's certain topics or certain things in the game that I don't think are given the time, or they're not really given the time to properly be fleshed out, I think. In the sense that, and I'll even go so far as to say, and I hope that it's just like in this final boss fight, it's all good, it's all going to be explained properly. But from what I think I know of, or at least what's been explained and what I can read in the Thousand Tales thing, icons, I feel like if the information I have so far on icons is all there is to them, I would lie if I say I wouldn't be disappointed. Because I feel like, because there's been such a focus in the game and such a focus in the marketing, I feel like with at least what we know of them now, I feel like, is that it? And also as well, there's also certain things, and I wonder if it, and I don't actually know if it's by design or not, but the Thousand Tales things can actually kind of give away stuff either before it's explained, or you read and you're like, hang on a second, wait, what? So for instance, when you go to Phoenix Gate and you go underneath and you do you know, the fights there, and you got the mural and all that sort of stuff. And that's where you fight the weird, like, alien-looking things. And I'm like, huh. Okay, anyway. Go back to the hideaway, you know, talk to Tomes, all the Harpocrates, all that sort of stuff. You're like, okay, lovely. So I'm like, oh, let's have a look at the, you know, the... Was it the Lay of the Land, I think? No, it wasn't Lay of the Land, it was the other one, Mysteries of the Realm or something, I think, the category. And then I had a picture of those things, and it said Ultima's Thralls. And I'm like, sorry, excuse me? Like, who now? Was my theory before this game came out that the thing at the top of the mural, or like that, or not necessarily the thing at the top of the mural, but like, was my theory that, I wouldn't be surprised if there was someone or something called Ultima in this game. Has that come true? Sorry, who's like thralls? What? They weren't explained. Like it immediately, not necessarily gave away something, but it had information in there that you haven't been exposed to yet. Like, you're just like what? And there's been a couple of moments like that where I've read something in the codex, and I'm like, that hasn't been explained. No one said that, and yet you've just now presented a whole new fact about something that, like, if I didn't read this, I wouldn't know that that's the case. And there's something about the icons that there's something that gets added into the icon entry, and I'm like, that wasn't explained, unless it was implied and I just didn't pick up on the subtlety. Maybe just my brain just can't pick up on the subtlety and nuance. But I'm like, oh, okay. And if that's all there is to them, I will be disappointed. But anyway, I'm being completely and utterly vague. But yeah, so I think when I dissect, when I digest, hands down this is one of my favourite Final Fantasies, I'll say that much. But in terms of like picking each aspect on its own, I think music top tier, like music absolute top tier. Favourite protagonist, but I do prefer 10 and 7's story. I think I prefer 10 and 7's world. Not necessarily world building, but like the world that it presents. Just in terms of just pure preference, really. And then the combat system, I prefer 13. Well, 13 is my favourite combat system. Yeah, so tomorrow I might, whatchamacallit, just probably tomorrow's stream will be 13, not 13, 16, and I'll just be doing, side content, pretty much. No, don't want to rematch. Okay, we've got Guy and Conan. fabulous. Gorgeous. Yeah, so overall, I'm very, very, incredibly, amazingly, I'm gonna say surreptitiously, and I don't think that I'm using that word in the correct context, very, very, very happy. That's, oh my goodness, that's the life update I've just realised, still on brand with Final Fantasy. But I am very, very, very incredibly excited. Incredibly excited. So I've been saving up for a tattoo for ages. Well, I say ages. 8 months I've been saving up for a tattoo. But I've been wanting a tattoo for like years. I've just never remembered to save up money for it. I've always, oh goodness, I've always, you know, put it off for some reason or another. So Monday, 3 days ago, I'm like, you know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna rip off that band-aid and I'm gonna do it. So I found a tattoo studio. Well, basically, because my knowledge of tattoos is very slim and limited, and I kind of like knew what you need to do but didn't think. But then me and the boy were watching Ink Master, or like Ink Master compilations on YouTube, and so I kind of realized, okay, I want to be looking for an artist with a style that I like. It's not like every artist can just do a tattoo. It's like, no, each artist, like any artist, has their own style and own sort of inclinations. So I'm like, okay, maybe finding an artist. So I found a studio in town. All of the artists that work there do the most incredible stuff. One of them actually is from the town that me and the boy moved from as well. So, you know, this is that. And there's this one artist, and she does the most beautiful watercolor and like black ink tattoos, like absolutely gorgeous. Like I'd always wanted like something with a lot of like color, like sort of splashes of color almost, and these were literally like watercolor splashes of color. Couldn't even get more splashy than that. And the general like color scheme that she seemed to use the most often was like purples and blues, which color palette that I love. So like, okay, already winning. So I'm like, you know what? This is the one. So on Monday, I'm like, right, I was listening to some inspirational podcasts. Well, I was listening to our podcast, and when the things that they were talking about, I'm just like, you know what? Getting a tattoo is on my list of goals for 2023. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I contacted them. They got back to me the next day, said, hey, no, all good, you know, we can do a consultation next week, just send through, you know, some pictures of your references and ideas. And I'm like, okay, oh my goodness. So I sent it through, and then, you know, this is what I'm after. So what I'm gonna get, actually no, I'll tell you after. So I send that through, and they're like, hey, all good, let's go. Next Monday, come for the consultation. You know, and the artist is actually, will be super happy to work on this. I'm like, oh my goodness. So next week, I'm going to get my consultation to get my tattoo, and hopefully they've got a space available, like, not long after. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Anyway, so what I'm going to be getting is, because eventually I'm going to have a tattoo to represent each of my franchises. So like I'm going to have a Naruto tattoo, and a Final Fantasy tattoo, and a Zelda tattoo, and a Star Wars one, and a Lord of the Rings one, and all, you know, all my little franchises. But first one is going to be a Final Fantasy tattoo. And on my there we are, on my right forearm, so like right there, right, like hang on, like right, like there-ish, I'm gonna get a Moogle, and it's gonna be all like as if it's like floating, and there's gonna be like little like crystals around it, and there's gonna be like little like swashes or like splashes of like purple and blue and stuff, like water slash paintbrush looking energy stuff anyway, and it's gonna like look like it's like the rather than the Moogle flying through it. It's almost like it's swirled around the Moogle anyway. But anyway, so I'm going to get that there. And so the consultation's booked in. I'm almost like, you know, things are all in place. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm going to finally get a tattoo. And I'm actually really, really nervous because as much as I think I've got a high pain tolerance. Like if you asked me, do I have a high pain tolerance, I would say yes. But now I'm kind of nervous that actually my pain tolerance isn't as high as I think it is, and I'm going to be like, ah! So I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm just excited. I'm very, very excited. So then I can finally cross off, one of my goals. I've literally got 5 goals for 2023. And I can finally cross one of them off. So I'm just going to be like, finally. And now I'll have four ones left. Which one of them is grow some broccoli in the garden and have some for tea. So I think I can do that one. As long as my broccoli keeps going well, then I think I'll be able to cross that one off. But we'll see how we go. Oh, hello! Pain isn't that bad as long as you're doing a sensitive area. I mean, I'm getting on my forearm, so I'm hoping that that's not a sensitive area. Fingers crossed. And anyway, hello, how you doing? How are things? Yes, I was thinking because because my brother has always, he's been like, oh my god, just get a tattoo. And I'm like, it's not as easy as just like get a tattoo. I've got to like agonizingly, painstakingly, you know, agonize over it. And he's like, just bloody get one already. I'm like, okay, fine. Eventually when I'm ready. So I text him. I'm like, yo, I got a tattoo. He's like, oh my god, great. Now you're gonna get the bug, and like you're not just gonna be able to just have just one. You're gonna have like 50. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much the idea. I'll get one, and I'll immediately start saving it for my next one. Demon child issues. Oh goodness. Has she reached her troublesome 5 and a bit years old stage? And Kimimaro. Also after this fight as well, after this fight I'll run some ads as well, because I've just realised I've just seen the little pre-roll notification thingy that pre-rolls are back on, and I'd rather not. Lovely. She's like a teenager's down. She's grown up so fast that she's already hit her teenage angst phase. Oh no. Oh. Oh bless. Is there like what sort of things are sort of like the go-tos for cheer? Is there anything that's like a go-to for cheering her up? Or is it just like when she's in that mood, like nothing will snap her out of it? wait. Give me one, oh goodness. Give me what she wants, but that's what starts the whole thing, because we say no. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Of the Kaguya.
Oh no. You might have spoiled her too much growing up. I actually don't know. It's one of the reasons I'd be absolutely terrified to have a child. It's because I would be so worried of like, I would be like over-analyzing everything I do. I'm like, oh god, if I give this toy to her now, will she have parental issues when she's 30, you know? Anyway, super quick side, I'm just going to run a quick 3-minute ad, as quick as a 3 minutes can be, and I shall be back post haste. But oh my goodness, like, yeah, I couldn't even, yeah, I would be so utterly terrified, utterly terrified, of doing something wrong, yeah, and that's why I found out, oh my goodness, and apologies to any of the men, of the boys, of the dudes in the chat. This might sound graphic. Well, actually, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be graphic. It's just gonna be a subject that you will have little interest in. The whatchamacallit. One of the things that I'm wanting to do is, and this may be a personal subject, but I am nothing if not an open book, for better or for worse. In this case, I might be for worse. I want to get sterilized, basically. Just putting it out there. I want to fully just get, like, I don't want children that much. I absolutely adore children. I do not want any of my own. So I will fully go the full mile to not have children. And I won't be able to get it through the public healthcare system, because you need to have like 20 kids, and like you just need to have absolutely horrific life circumstances really for them to accept you. So you can go private, but private costs, depending on the procedure, cost from like $3,000 to like $10,000. The procedure I want isn't just getting your tubes tied, it's like getting the tubes ripped the hell out, which costs like 10 grand. So I'm like, that's fun. Let's see if there's some cheaper options. But found out, oh my goodness, and I hope no one from the insurance company's listening, because it's totally a hack. There's a health insurer in the country that offers like a, you get like their ultra insurance package for like $50 a month or something. So you get that, and as part of the package that you get, if you've been on this particular plan for 12 months, soon as you've been on this plan for 12 months, you are eligible for complete cover for one sterilization procedure. So I'm like, oh, so rather than pay $10,000, I just buy a $48 a month, I think it's, pretty sure it's $48 a month, $48 a month plan, for 12 months, say, oh hey, sterilization please, get the sterilization procedure done, and then be like, this insurance plan's not for me. Done. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Hack of the century. So I'm genuinely thinking about doing it as well. Yeah. Oh goodness. like genuinely thinking about doing it.
Still something left
It's
for
like
me to
drastic. It's absolutely drastic. But honestly, I will never sleep sounder
do. Even if the path
at
comes with
night than, and again it sounds also dramatic as well, but I think the actually no, I'll go so far as say the weight that would be lifted from my shoulders would be worth it. Would be every step of the way. Yeah. Anyway, end of girl thing discussion. End of girl thing topic, should I say, for the boys in the chat.
no more running away. Fire style, Phoenix Fire Jutsu. Fire style, safe.
Lovely. Right, then we got young Choji and young Kiba. Now, I'm just scrolling down the list with my eyes and is there gonna be any puppet users? No. Oh, look at that. There's gonna be no puppet users today. That makes me so immensely happy. Ow. Literally rolled into that one. Oh, come on, Choji, we got this. Almost there. Come on, Choji. Stop being so bloody slow. There we go. Fabulous. Oh, got him. Lovely. Ow. Fabulous. Right, you go in. Oh, that's my computer. Goodness, I can hear this like weird like whirring sound. I'm like, goodness, sounds like the bloody airplane in the room, but no, it's just my computer having a day, having a good go of it. Oh, and wait, is there another life update? I feel like there is. Tattoo. I think Tattoo is the main one. I feel like there was something. No, it's literally just been, literally my life's just been Tattoo. Oh, Tattoos, Final Fantasy 16, and self-introspection and soul-searching has been on my thing. I've been listening to these that Diary of a CEO podcast. I've been listening to it at work, and I've been listening to a couple of ones about like people talking about loneliness, and you know all sorts of manner of self things and relationship stuff and all this goodness. And there's been some nuggets. There has been some gems. It has been a journey of introspection. It has been great. But what's it? There's been some great stuff that people are talking about, but one of them says like, one guy, he was saying that he thinks that what sort of is happening is, you know, you go to the bookstore, you know, you will always see books about self-help. You know, how do I help myself? How do I teach myself to be more this, or how do I do this, or how do I make myself more this, or how do I make myself more successful or patient or whatever. But you never ever see books, and you're never taught on how to help others. How do I listen to my friends? How do I give space for my friends? How do I, you know, have uncomfortable conversations with people? Or how do I be there for someone in their time of need? How do I give my time and my energy to the people who need it, or who rely on me or count on me for support? How do I support others? Like all of these sorts of things, you get it from like you'll always get it from like a business sense, like for a manager, or how do I support my team? How do I be a good thing? And you know, sometimes it's really funny. I find it really funny, those sorts of ones, because it's like literally like how to be a human being. It's like to make your team work better together, say hi to them. Try and build morale with your team by asking how their day's gone. It's like a manual of an alien how to like try and, you know, blend into human society. Anyway, but his sort of point was being that, you know, we're always taught, well, basically society is sort of merged into, you know, that it has increasingly over the years had a larger focus on the individual. You know, how do I help myself? How do I get this? How do I do this? How do I do whatever? And less about you in the context of a group, which is really where, you know, humans are social creatures. So that's an incredibly important aspect of our being, is us in the context of a community and a group, whether it's friends, family, your neighbours, your town, whatever. And so he says that people aren't being taught to listen. And, you know, when people come to us for help, or, you know, they want us to, you know, even if they've just had a bad day and they need to get it out, like, we're not taught how to hold space for them, or how to really truly listen. And it's, you know, and more you know, all these sort of statistics and everything come out saying, you know, in this interconnected world that we're in, the amount of people saying that they feel lonely is only increasing. So, you know, so what's going wrong? And it's this, we're never taught how to genuinely connect or be there for someone. And, or even just to listen, because then you'll say, you know, people think about the act of meditation, you know, we all know that, you know, meditating is good for you. But it's always the benefits are always said in the sense of the individual, like, oh, meditation makes you more mindful, it helps you with your well-being, it helps you focus, it helps you whatever. But also, one of its big benefits is it helps you help others, in the sense that, you know, he was saying that meditation is never, and it's often wrongly assumed that, you know, to meditate you have to empty your mind. Like, you can't empty your mind. Like, it's impossible. It's literally impossible to empty your mind. Unless you've got an extremely rare disorder where you literally can. But anyway, it's not about emptying your mind, it's about focusing on one single thing. It's whether it's your breathing, whether it's a particular mantra or a phrase that you repeat over and over, whether it's whatever it is, you're always focusing on one particular thing. And you know, and so when you're meditating and you're trying to focus on this thing, when you get, you know, other thoughts come in, you know, as they will, you learn to, you know, okay, that's a thought, I'm going to label it as a thought, and I'm just going to push it to the side because I'm focusing on this one thing. And over time, what that helps you develop, or how that can apply to a situation in the service of another, is, you know, if the boy comes to me, or a friend comes to me and says, hey, like, I'm going through a really rough time, can I talk to you? Like, can I just talk to you and tell you what I'm going through? And you're like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever. Not whatever, but like, yeah, sure. And what, you know, the mindfulness or the presentness that meditation teaches you is that when they're talking to you, you can focus solely on them. You're not getting distracted by the car down the road. You're not getting distracted by the clock ticking. You're not getting, you know, all the thoughts that you've got in your head about, like, oh, you know, it's like, he phrased it as, you know, oftentimes when people are venting or they're talking to us, we're always thinking about what we're going to say when it's our turn to speak. You're not fully 100% present and listening to what they're saying. You're always thinking about, okay, so they said this, I'm going to respond this way. And, you know, oftentimes people don't want, it's not like they don't want solutions to problems, but they're not asking for you to help fix the problem. Most people just want to talk. They just want to talk it out. In fact, like, the therapy I'm going through is literally that. I'm doing the talking for like 99% of it, and she is just listening and giving responses when they're warranted. Not, you know, since she's listening to what I'm saying. And so, you know, if I'm trying to talk to the boy, and he's just saying, oh, well, you know, you've got to do this, and well, you got to do this, and I'm just like, I'm like, you're not listening to me. Like, I don't feel like I'm being listened to. I just feel like you're trying to, like, find a solution to a problem that I don't need a solution for. I'm working through the problem myself. I don't need your help. I just want to talk to you about it. I just need to tell someone about it. But anyway, with the whole, like, mindfulness or whatever, if, you know, to learn how to give space for someone and to truly listen to someone, they're going to feel heard. They're going to feel like you are present. And, oh goodness. Hello. It has been 4 months. It's been 4 months. Wait, what? 4 months already? I could have sworn it would have been 3. Oh my goodness. But anyway, hello. Welcome in. Welcome. It is good to have you here. And thank you. Thank you, thank you. It is, as always, much appreciated for your support. How are things? How are things? They're good. I am doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm going through, you've caught me in the middle of my introspective, sappy monologue about all the, sappy monologue-y podcasts I've been listening to on how to find meaning and purpose in life. But otherwise I'm good. Otherwise I is good. What about you? I'm imagining you finished Trails. Have you finished Trails to Azure? Lovely. Haven't gone to set myself up for the next part again. Fair. Fair, fair. That's gonna be me. I've set myself up right up to the final final boss of Final Fantasy 16, so I'm ready to go to technically finish it, but I'm doing all the side stuff. But I'm going to be finishing that on the stream because I can guarantee I'm going to start crying. Not that I want you to see me cry, but I feel like it's only right that I do it on stream. But yeah. On you're starting. Oh, of course. It's only 11 days since Reverie comes out. Oh, exciting. Even though it's going to be so long till I can play it, I'm excited for you. I'm excited. It will be your... Oh, wait. Oh! That's the one. That's the one. I apologize. I got all my days mixed up. I remember you saying, that's right, I knew you had a big streak off work, and I know Reverie was mixed up in that. Anyway, I still hope Reverie is amazing. I still hope it is your Final Fantasy 16. In that it is like my Final Fantasy 16, which is incredible and lovely and amazing and everything I hoped it would be. And straight up, Clive is officially my favorite probably even my favorite Final Fantasy character. Ooh. Oh, actually, is that a bold claim to make? One of my favorite. Probably top 5, actually. Yeah, Clive is in my top 5 favorite Final Fantasy characters. Favorite Final Fantasy protagonist, most definitely. Oh, it's just such a good game. Oh, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Still a chance they'll give you a copy. Ooh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed they do. That would be amazing if they did. Howdy. I'm good, how are you? On the room. Get all cozy. Open the kettle on. If that's okay. Steam pre-order still add up, so I think, oh, fingers crossed. I'll be crossing my fingers and toes for you. But no, it would be incredible if you did. I mean, to be honest, it's only right that you do with like you could like your dream, like, no, sorry, let me rephrase that. They should hire you as their PR person because you like single-handedly have the like enthusiasm of an entire like marketing and sales department. You're like, they're like, yo, ball, we'll pay you like $5 to like go and just like shout from every rooftop on the world, like to play Eastern Trails, and you're just like, bruh, I'll do it for free. I already like, I would do it even if you didn't pay me, like, you know. You're their like one of their MVP spokespeople. I can tell you that much. You hook them in with Cold Steel, you know, you hook them in with those and Issei, and then now they've got a whole franchise's worth of sales. Done. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Sorry, I had to try and scald my tea. I left to get cold. Now I feel like I've missed a fight somewhere. Have I missed a fight? I feel like I've missed a fight. And I feel like I didn't do this one. But I also at the same time feel like I did. Yeah. Or actually I don't think I did Zabuza. No, I feel like I did that fight. Oh my goodness. No, it's just... Oh, I feel like maybe I didn't do Zabuza. Maybe that was it. I didn't do this fight. Nah, that feels more right to me. But at the same time... Oh, thank you. Waffle. What's that? Have you got it on whatchamacallit? Have you got it on like screen or like sleepy time or something? Whatever it's called. Alright. Bye. I feel like I've done this fight as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a mental note. I need to go back and check after this which fight I didn't do, and then do it at the start of next stream. Did you look into any cologne? I have indeed. I have indeed. And one thing that we looked at, what was it called? Actually, I've got a note here. I've got a note here on my phone. I think I wrote it down. Un second. It is Versace Eros. So here we are. Ready for the Fragrantica little synopsis. The aim of this edition is to reveal and release unrestrained passion and to accentuate desire. Named after the Greek goddess of love, as inspiration by ancient Greece has lasted since the time of blah 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 blah. Eros was created by Aurélien Guichard of Givaudan, and it was announced as fresh, woody, and slightly oriental. fragrance includes mint oil combined with green apple and Italian lemon. And warmth is provided by tonka mixed with Venezuelan ambroxan, and geranium flowers, giving a fugé twist to the fragrance. This is a fragrance for a man who is his own master. He is a hero, a man who defends his ideas and goals. Oh, powerful. Powerful. Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, yay. We picked that. We picked a good one then. Yeah, honestly, Fragrantica, still my favorite new hobby is to read the perfume things. Oh, it has just been incredible. It has actually like added new phrases and everything to my lexicon. It is... Oh, I'm so happy I found it. Go out in the store and smell for it. We will. Or rather, I will. The boy is not a perfume shopper. He's never once bought his own cologne or anything. He's always had the woman in his life. To buy his fragrances for him. For the perfume law. Pretty much. Like, pretty much. Give me the most, like, poetic... incredible incredible little blurb. Oh, see, I'll buy it purely from that, like purely, like not even kidding. But no, I will actually go and smell it before I buy. The fragrance has to fit the man. He needs to smell like a man, not a little boy. But anyway. Oh, for first tattoo, do you know what I want? I do know what I want. I do indeed. It is going to be right here, and it's going to be a Moogle, like a cute little Moogle, like floating up, and then he's got little like crystals around him, and then like swirling around him, or he's sort of like swirling through it, is going to be this cool like purple blue cloud water paintbrush looking swish sort of thing. But I don't know yet whether like when I look at it like this, is it like face up, or like when I show people like that way, does it face up? Haven't worked that bit out yet. Ugh. You don't think Eros would be something from him from Hato? Oh, I do need to go smell the stuff. Yeah. What was the... Oh, there was the Irish one that we talked about last time. That was probably more... Yeah, actually, no, he ain't vanilla. He's pine cones and firewood. No, what is he? He's... Excuse me. Barbecue steak gristle. Green Irish tweed, that's the one. That's the one. What is he? He's the gristle off of barbecued steak. He's... smoker wood chips, pine cones, and wet grass on the hills. Creed Viking. Okay, it's already got Viking in the name, so he will probably love that. I think if he could be anything, he would want to be a Viking. I'll have actually. Okay, right, we're gonna have a look. We ready for the Viking law. Let's go. I will finish. Okay, I'm gonna fight and type. Right, here we are. Creed, Viking. Come on. There we go, okay. Right. Creed Viking. Okay, right, here we are. We're ready for... Alright, here we go. Ooh, I'm already loving it. Ooh, it's even got a little battleship on it. Okay. Right, here we are. So the nose behind this fragrance is Olivier Creed. Top notes are pink pepper, spicy mint, bergamot, lemon, absinthe and orange. Middle notes are lavender, Bulgarian rose, clove, allspice, orris root and jasmine. The base notes are vetiver, cedar, white musk and tonka bean. Okay, here we go. Viking. A fiery man's fragrance that bottles the fearless spirit of boundless exploration for the modern man who goes against the grain. Inspired by the incredibly crafted longships, a centerpiece of the Viking Age, and one of the greatest design feats of the 9th century, a symbol of voyage and undeniable perseverance, longships were carefully designed for the skilled seamen who embodied unbridled determination to conquer. Viking marks the brand's first major men's scent since the introduction of the cult best-selling Aventus in 2010. Man. I could have pronounced it Seaman, but I'm like, no. I'll make this R-rated. No. Okay, do we have any other? Okay, oh, I want to see what perfume NZ describes it as. No, it's good. It's giving me the same. It's giving me the same one. Why is Creed Viking so expensive? That's oh, beautiful, gorgeous. That's my next fight. Hiruzen and Yukito. Right, I'm gonna pick, right, for Grand account, I'm just gonna find a random fragrance. In fact, give me like a keyword, like just one random word, and I'm just gonna find a random perfume with that keyword, and we're gonna read the amazing, incredible perfume lore. Okay, I'm gonna go fire. Oh, here we go. Flower Bomb. Victor and Rolf. Okay, I think this is a woman. Oh no, this is a lady's fragrance. Never mind. Elysium. Oh, okay. Already know what this smells like, but look it up. Elysium. Okay. The oh, hang on. The Roja Dove one? Roja, okay, it is that one. Fabulous, okay. Elysium Prohom Parfum Cologne. Okay, okay. Okay, oh goodness, we got some fancy ingredients. We got top notes are grapefruit, lemon, bergamot, lime, thyme, artemisia and galbanum. Middle notes are vetiver, juniper berries, blackcurrant, apple, pink pepper, cedar, cypriol oil or nagamotha, lily of the valley, rose and jasmine. Base notes are ambergris, leather, vanilla, benzoin and labdanum. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Oh, they've even given us a perfume pyramid. Interesting. It doesn't give us a cute little... Okay, hold on a second. 1 second. It's not giving us a little blurb. I think I might be looking on the wrong page. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, here we are. Here we are. We got it. We got it. We got it. Elysium. Few have the ability to make that dream a reality. Only the heroic and virtuous are destined to achieve the life they desire. So each ingredient within the scent was chosen to emulate this rare strength of character. Legends of perfumery include vetiver, ambergris, and leather, combined within this elixir of pure valiance. A scent created for a man who needs no help in reaching his Elysium, his paradise. That is a good, good sales pitch. I would buy the shit out of that perfume. A, if I was a man, and B, based on that alone. Man, that's good. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, okay. I've just found one called a girl at work said, "Oh, was it that one that just said smell delicious?" I need to get it. I totally need to get it again. I'm sorry. I totally need to get it for the boy. Oh, hello, Symbolic. Welcome in. Why am I fighting? Okay, right. We ready for the explanation. Okay, so what I am doing is no rhyme or reason behind it. I just decided on a whim. Actually, sort of. Okay, actually, no. I'm explaining it very poorly. Basically, general gist is I have always wanted for a Naruto game, like a Naruto fighting game. I said, you know what? Do you know what I want to do? I want to play as every single character in the roster and face every other single character in the roster. So like, start as Naruto and fight that Naruto and then fight that Naruto and then that one and that one and that one and just go all the way through. And then when I've done that, play as this one and fight that one and fight that one all the way through. So I'm like, you know what? I'm keen to start streaming on Twitch, I'm keen to start streaming. 108 squared is practically that. So I did all the maths and I calculated. I'm like, okay, that's about like 11,000 fights. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So what I do is I have a giant massive spreadsheet that I have done a huge grid of every single fight. I go through and I randomly go through and generate all the squares, all the matchups, and I've got a giant long list of all the matchups, and they're all randomly picked, so they're all out of order, but it makes it a bit more exciting, or makes it a bit more interesting, I guess. Less tedious, just doing a mix of characters and fights rather than just starting at one and working all the way down. And that's what I do. And then for the last 91 days, or the 91 streams rather, I just work down the list until I get to 0. So as you can see, and the only problem is I don't actually update that number at the top of after every fight. So that's one thing. But at the moment, if I just check, because I've got a little spreadsheet beside me, I'm technically, after this fight here, I will be at 3,908 fights left to go. So I'm almost in the 3,800s. So yeah, so it is commitment on a level I never thought I would actually stick to. And the beautiful thing is, yeah, what I'm going to do when I finish. So basically, I don't have a prize for myself. It's kind of just going to be we did it, guys. You know, I'll give myself a trophy. I'll make up an award for myself. I suppose the true reward is the knowledge that I just did it. Like when someone is like, huh, I wonder if anyone in the world has ever done that before, and you can be like, yes, she did. She did that, you know. Exactly, and the friends I made along the way. I started this with like 1 follower on Twitch. I'm 82 followers later, you know. It's interesting to see the journey, but also one thing I might actually do that Bull suggested was I might do a tier list at the end of it. So I'll basically do a tier list. I'll have played as every single character in the roster at least 108 times. So I'll have a good idea about which characters I like playing or not. I've definitely got some ones I absolutely despise playing as, and some ones I love. So I'll just do a tier list of every character in the roster, and that can be sort of like the closing thing to do. But yeah, but that is this. That is literally all this is me just doing 11,127 fights on Naruto. That is all there is to it. And the friends you made along the way, pretty much, and friends I did make along the way, and that's the beauty of it. Oh my goodness, and it pauses randomly because my controller's a bit of a numpty. There we go. And then replace Naruto with Trails. Yeah, because that's the thing too, is that I'm going to have a void to fill, but I can just fill it with other games. It'll be one of those things like I'll reach the end and I just like slink into this dark depression because I'm like, my whole life was dedicated to doing this one thing. Right guys, now we're going to do every character on the Ultimate Ninja Connections game where it's like 130 characters I think it's gonna have. I think, but no, well, I wouldn't do that. I think something of this, like I wouldn't even say it's a challenge. It's not exactly a challenge, but you know, some series of this length I probably may do again, but with a very different game. I think I wouldn't do it with anything Naruto again. I think I would genuinely, as much as I love Naruto, I'd probably lose my mind. Okay. Ooh, I found. Okay. Ooh, this one. It's a little blurb. It's a little better blurb, but it's for Fahrenheit by Christian Dior. So this one. So what do we got here? We have. I'll do it after Dunzo stops being a numpty. There we go. Okay, a resolutely contemporary fragrance characterized by a meeting of extremes. Fresh, elegant notes blend in perfect harmony with bolder, more virile overtones to create a scent that is warm, subtle, and distinguished. Okay. That's a very muted, bold yet understated blurb. I need more blurbs. I need more blurbs. These blurbs are giving me life. let's have a look at the Cologne Awards. Oh, Saidias, welcome in. Honestly, my dudes. Oh, sorry, not my dudes. My dude. You do not need to apologize. It is all good. Wedding prep? I mean, it's wedding prep. That should be taking first priority by all means. But no, it is all good. Is the wedding prep going okay? That's the more important question. And also welcome in. It is good to see you. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've just looked at the Fragrantica, the men's. Oh my goodness! Everyone who makes that, they've got no bloody thing. So sorry. Excuse my language. Ooh, Angel's Share. That looks like a very fancy bottle. Goodness. I think the thing I'm loving about these fragrances more than the fragrances themselves is like the fanciness of the bottles that they come in. Alright, what do we got here?
Will you behave now?
No, Yamato, I won't. Ooh. Giorgio Armani. That one's strong and seductive. Got invites list, 90% of handles, the rest are going smoothly. Good. I'm glad to hear. It's still so exciting. Oh, it's so exciting. Maybe I should be a wedding planner. Cause I just get, but then I'll be so excited about the wedding that I wouldn't get the wedding planning jobs done properly. Actually, yeah. So it's probably not a particularly good. Maybe just hire myself out as a professional wedding guest. So like, if you haven't got enough guests to fill your seats, you just hire me to be like another guest. I'll pretend I know you, and then I'm just like, I'll be dressed well for the occasion, so you can have a refined event. Because I'll be dressed up nice, so people think that you know like rich people. Because I'll be like dressed like a millionaire. She'll be like, oh my god, they must know some like rich people or something. And then you just hire me as a wedding guest, so I can just experience the weddings. Oh my god. There we go, lovely. Ooh, Interlude Black Iris by Amouage. Okay, that one hasn't got any description on it. Okay, Toby White must and Yukita. Actually, I wonder, the one that the boy used to wear. The one that the boy used to wear when we met. I wonder if that one's got a blurb. Let's have a look. That one was a citrus one. Oh, it is indeed. Okay. So the one that the boy used to wear, Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Let's have a little squiz at what I should have described his cologne as. So, it's new fragrance, which represents fresh and sporty creation. Invictus, which is Latin for invincible, represents power, dynamism, and energy. The fragrance opens with a fresh grapefruit and a marine accord that led to the heart of aromatic bay leaf and hedione jasmine, and a woody base of guaiac wood, patchouli, oak moss, and ambergris. Sounds like the job of acting like, oh yeah, knew someone that used to do that for holidays because their client was sick of being hounded about them. I have actually like heard of that as a job, like even just like companionship, even like someone's like, I want to go to this restaurant but I don't want to go by myself, like, so I'll pay you like $20 or I'll shout you dinner, you just got to come with me, just for the companionship of it. It's an interesting job, or like an interesting profession, but like, yeah. But I mean, like, it's also because it's like a similar thing to the people who, like the cuddling people, like the ones who, like, you pay them and you just go and like you just go and you just lie on a mat together, you just cuddle, like, and that's it. You just like cuddle with someone, like no stuff. And like that's what people want. It's like it's nothing like romantic at all. It's purely like I'm single, I've got my lifestyle isn't conducive to a relationship. I just want to cuddle with someone, like that's it. It's just like it's interesting. It's almost sad in a way. Not like sad like the people who do it are sad, but like the fact that the way that society has developed means that people are in situations where their work isn't conducive, their 9 to 5, their grind at whatever means that they just can't hold down a relationship. It's interesting. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should open a cuddle cafe. But I don't think the boy would appreciate, even though there's nothing going on. Don't think the boy would get all touchy. Tetchy. Not touchy, tetchy. Some cases of people using those services to learn how to be more social. Oh, that's actually an interesting way, an interesting thing. True. Didn't think of it that way as well. Maybe that's what I need. It's probably what I need, actually, to be honest. I'm great. I say I'm great online. As soon as I'm around, like, especially people my own age, it was something I was talking to my therapist about, but like, I'm like, people around my age, like if I went to a dinner party and it was all like 20 somethings, I would feel so uncomfortable. But if I was around like 55-year-olds, I would be fine. Like it's a weird sort of thing. So maybe that's what I need. I'm like, can you just like come with me to like a something and just like help me talk to people my own age? I'll update the list after this one. So what are we? Technically we're up to like 80, but there was a fight I forgot to do, and I can't for the life of me remember which fight it was. I've got an inkling on it's possible one of two, but like when I did either of those fights, I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling it. This isn't the one that I did, or this, I've already done this one, but then I felt that for both of them. So I'm like, ugh. Alright, I'm just going to super briefly update the list because we're actually down to 3,896. Alright. Go to our hostess club. Okay, so I'm running the store. I need feedback. This is because I like to practice play. Yeah, true. I think so. Like, because it was interesting because it's sort of like it ties in a bit to the sort of podcast I've been listening to, and one of the guy talking about like loneliness in a ever increasing connected age. But he said that like oftentimes it's that people, like lonely people, lack like a genuine connection with someone, and not like in a romantic connection, but like talking to someone face to face over at a table, you know, across a table. You feel far more connected to the moment in the conversation than online or anything like that. So like, yeah, just go into like a hostess club and just being like, yeah, can I get some feedback on this story, you know? I'd like to practice this or whatever. Like, I think as well as like help with, with whatever situation it is, get advice or gain a confidence. It's almost like you will come away feeling, I would even say it goes so far as to say feeling more confident, but I'd say you would come away probably feeling a lot better than if you'd just gone on like Reddit forum and be like, yo, here's my fanfic, yay or nay, And I think, yeah, it's actually, yeah. Because the more I think about it, like I'm definitely, I have introvert. I've no longer say I'm an introvert. I say I have introverted tendencies. I tend to be introverted, but like, so I'll be the first to describe myself as such. I'm very shy, not at all good socially, that sort of thing. But then, because what sort of like caused like a disconnect with me is like, hang on, like I built my identity around the fact that I'm introverted, yet like when I have the opportunity to work from home for work, I don't want to. Like, I want to be in the office around other people. Like, if I'm feeling like an increasing, like, sense of disconnect at the moment, because I'm like, I'm now, like, I'm craving in-person, like, moments. Like, even at work, I would rather go on site to see a client face to face than I would having a phone call with them. And it's like, I was like, it's so antithetical to the kind of identity that I built up with myself, being being an introverted person. But I think when I think about it, I'm listening to these podcasts and sort of trying to apply it, I'm like, I think that's what it is. It's the in-personness of it. It's the talking to someone who is sitting across from you. Brings a level of something that nothing else has. It's getting very deep and getting very sappy. I do apologise. This week has been a very introspective week for me. Been thinking about a lot of things in my life and how things are going at the moment. So for the next couple of streams, if things start getting all philosophical, I do apologise. One of the things that I've sort of I guess trying to do, or trying to become more aware of and try and break down, is like, and I can't remember who it was one of the podcasts I was listening to even today, was about this idea that, like, I think what's happening to me, or I think I've reached a point, and apparently a quarter life crisis is like actually a thing now. Like, you can actually have a quarter life crisis, like when you're in your mid-20s and you're like, oh my god, like, it's now so prevalent that it's now a thing. Anyway, but I've sort of reached this point, I'm like, why do I feel so like something is missing? Like, something's just not quite right. Like, I'm feeling this weird, like, disconnect between me and, like, life and just things that happen. Like, why do I not feel happier that I've got a house? Why do I not feel happier about this? Why am I feeling this way about this sort of stuff? But anyway, I think one of the things is like, the identity that I've crafted for myself since school is I am clinging on to that even now, when who I actually am is no longer that. But I'm still clinging on to it because, like, well, but that's who I am. That's what I think I have to still be, and it's like, and actually it's not anymore. And so I need to, or who I actually am, I'm not allowing myself, I guess, at a microcosm level, my tattoo. I have always known that I've wanted tattoos. Like, I want them. I love art. I love that sort of stuff. But I've never gotten one. And it's not like I've had lack of money. I've always had money to get one. I've just never gotten one. And it's always like, oh, I'm not quite sure what, like, I know mum especially, mum doesn't like tattoos. What if I get one, and like employers don't like that I've got one, all these sorts of things. But it's almost like I need one to feel more myself, I guess. So I ripped the band-aid off on Monday and booked in the consultation. I immediately feel like, it's almost like I feel like getting this tattoo is going to be like the first step to, like, okay, screw what this persona, or this, screw trying to, dress, or actually no, even clothes is another thing as well. So for me, all throughout high school, primary, intermediate, high school, I was a jeans and hoodie girl. Not because, when I dig deep down, not because I liked to always wear jeans and hoodies, but because I had such low self-esteem and such low body image. I hated the way I looked all throughout primary and high school. And it was just, you know, giant baggy hoodies and baggy jeans covers everything. Like, I don't want to scare the children with my fat tummy, so I'll just cover it up. And because I did that so much, like, it would be the middle of summer, I'll be at the bloody beach and I'll be wearing a hoodie and t-shirt and jeans because I'm just like, I can't, like, I feel so uncomfortable wearing anything other. And then it kind of like carried through. It kind of carried through and into like early teens, and I'm like, I'm wearing the same clothes, like sometimes literally the same clothes that I've always worn. But then increasingly I just felt the sense of like I'd like be looking at like dresses and stuff, and I'm like, something inside me is like, maybe I want to wear dresses, or maybe I want to wear, you know, some of this stuff. But then it was almost like I had this voice in the back of my head like, but no, you've always been the hoodie and jeans girl. It wouldn't be you if you weren't wearing that. And I'm thinking, or like, hoodie and jeans is your style. And I'm now thinking, like, I'm reaching the stage where I'm thinking, no, they've never been my style. Like, wearing casual stuff has been my style, you know, the typical nerd stuff, you know, if you go to any, like, Comic-Con, everyone's wearing t-shirt and jeans, but, like, I don't think it ever was. And now that I've sort of reached a point where, like, no, when, like, my colleagues walk into the office and they're just wearing the most beautiful dresses, well, not, like, beautiful, oh my god, like, cocktail dresses, but, you know, really, like, nice flowy clothes, and I'm like, I kind of just want to wear that. Like, I feel like that would be more me, actually. Like, actually, I would feel more comfortable in that. But anyway, it was all very, very, very long-winded way of saying I'm kind of like trying to work out at this stage, not like who am I, but sort of a what parts of who I am at this, like, right now, what parts of me are genuine, like properly genuine, and what parts of me are remnants, vestiges of an identity that I've tried to cling on to and maintain well past its expiry date, since primary, because that's what I've always been. Like, I've always been the hoodie and jeans girl. I've always been the quiet one, even though I don't actually think I have. I've always been the one who's good at spelling. I've always been the one who, you know, X, Y, and Z. But like, so I've always felt I've needed to be that. I've always been the one who loved drawing and really, like, their passion was to get into the video game industry. It's like, that's no longer it anymore. Like, that's no longer, you know, I like art, but it's not me anymore. And so, like, I catch myself at work thinking, like, oh my god, like, I'd love to just be, like, the in-house video editor. And I'm like, would I? Actually? Would I be happy as a designer? Probably not. Because that's what I wanted to be before uni. Like, I wanted to, like, it's like, I've wanted to be the designer. I've realized at uni, I'm not at all made for being a designer. That's not where my skill set lies. But it's like I'm trying to cling on to it, and I'm like, no, it's alright. I can do video editing. But I'm like, but I don't think I would be happy with that. and it would almost be like I'm doing it to try and like that's actually not me. And I don't know why I keep thinking it's me when I'm not. And it's like, it's those sorts of things, like trying to find like where I'm doing that, where like where am I still thinking or doing things that actually I know deep down isn't me, I'm not made for. So it's all that sort of stuff, yeah. Oh my goodness, it's 4 a.m. Good golly. I hope you're making sure that you get enough sleep. Oh my goodness. Perfect time for soul searching. Yeah, it's been a soul searching week, I must say that. And it'll probably continue to be soul searching. It's a long and involved process, yeah. Ah, stop. I mean, I do know that big, fluffy hoodie, like hoodies and dressing gowns. Yes, that is authentically me. But no, thank you. It's I mean, if any of you need tips for how to soul search, I got you. I might even make a whole channel about it. This is gonna be the soul searching channel in my Discord where we're gonna soul search away. But no, nighty morning. Honestly, Scythers, make sure you get as much rest as you need. I do not want to keep you up at all. In fact, actually, oh my goodness, it's 9:30. I need to go and get ready for bed. I finished work at I had an 11-hour day at work today. I got home like 20 minutes before I needed to stream. Well, not needed to stream, but you know what I mean. 20 minutes before my stream, quickly had a shower, had some yogurt out of the fridge for tea, and some hash browns. And now I've got to do my stream, and then I'm going to be ready for bed. But I might actually go to work a little bit earlier, later. Give myself a little bit more free time. Anyway. Okay, rightio. I'm gonna do one more set of fights, and then that will be me for today. So I'm gonna do A and young Sasuke. Lovely. Okay, right. Last fight of the day. A and young Sasuke. And oh my goodness, also, it's the 29th of June. We are literally like halfway through the year already. Like, my good golly. It's mental how far we are already. Like, I swear to God, it feels like April. Lovely. Jubbly. Okie dokie. So. Righty up. Now we're going to update the list to 84. 3884. Fabulous. Alrighty. I will call it a day there for day 91. And I'll pick this particularly up on Sunday. Tomorrow night I will be doing probably, I kind of want to do Tails, but I also want Trails, sorry. I also want to do Final Fantasy 16. I'm going to decide on the day. I'll decide tomorrow night what I do. But then whatever I do tomorrow, I'll do the opposite on Saturday. Saturday might be a little bit earlier stream. I'm visiting a friend on Saturday night who I haven't seen in a long time. Actually, no, this time last year would be the last time I saw him. And he actually lives in the same town as me, so you go see him and have a venting session. Yeah, so I'll stream earlier, but then normal stuff on Sunday. But no, take care, everyone. I love you all. Look after yourselves. Drink lots of water. Eat lots of ice cream. Play lots of video games. Do all that good stuff. Thank you, Ball and Michael Rich, for the subs. As always, your support is appreciated. And I love you all. But no, thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye.